Hello students, I am Saraswati Jaina from MSB Public School, Berhampur. In this video, we will discuss about the chapter Acid, Base and Salt from Chemistry. First of all, we will know what is acid, base and salt and their properties, so that we can easily identify what are the things or which is a acid and which is a base. So let's start with acid. What is an acid? These are sour in taste. Acid are sour in taste. The taste of acid is sour. They turn blue litmus to red. When we add blue litmus paper to an acid, then it converts to red. If we dip a red litmus paper to an acid, then its color will not change. So, acid always convert blue litmus to red. They give H plus ions in aqueous solution. In aqueous solution means when acid added to water. In that solution, acid gives us H plus ion. It is very important. Those solution provides H plus ion, we can call them acids. Acid corrode metal, that is acid. When we put some acid in a metal surface, then that surface will destroy. That is corrodes in nature. So acid corrode metals. Example, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid. These two are strong acids. There are many more. HNO3 is also acid and they are strong acid. Acetic acid, oxalic acid and citric acid. These are the weak acid. In our some food substances we can find this type of acid. As you know, acids are sour in taste. So those fruits are sour in taste. In these foods we can find the citric acid. Okay, now concentric acid and dilute acid. In concentric acid, what happen? Amount of acid is more. The amount of acid is more and water content is less. And in dilute acid, the reverse is happen. Water content is more and acid content is less. So, we will know the basic properties of acid. What? First, they are sour in taste. They turn blue litmus to red. It gives H plus ion and it is corrosive in nature. Strong acids are hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, and weak acids are acetic acid, oxalic acid and citric acid. In concentric acid, the amount of acid, percentage of acid is more than water. In dilute acid, the percentage of water is high than the acid. Next come to base. These are bitter in taste. The taste of base is bitter. They turn red litmus to blue, the reverse of acid. That means when we dip a red litmus paper into a base, then its color changes into blue. But when we put a blue litmus paper to a base, then its color will not change. They give OH minus ion in aqueous solution. Acids gives us H plus ion, but in aqueous solution base gives us OH minus ion. Soapy in touch. When you touch the base, it is soapy in touch. That means slippery. Examples, strong base are sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide. NaOH, KOH and CaOH2. Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide. Weak bases are ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH. Another term is here alkali. These are bases which are soluble in water. Generally, bases are not soluble in water. Those bases are soluble in water. We call them alkali, like sodium hydroxide. So, those bases are soluble in water. We can call them alkali. Now come to indicators. The next term is your indicators. These are the substances which changes their color, smell in different type of substances. By the help of indicators, we can know what is a base and which one is a acid. How? Because of their change in color and smell. So, these are the substances which changes their color and smell in different type of substances. When indicators added in a acid or base, it changes its color or smell. It changes some physical property. By this, we can know that is that substance is a base or acid. Now, see types of indicator. It is very important to use indicator. Why? Because we know that acids are in sour in taste and base are in bitter in taste. But we can't examine a substance by putting these things into our mouth, because some acid and bases are strong, they will harmful to us. So, in chemistry we will use, or in general also you use indicators to know which one is acid and base. First, see the natural indicators. Those indicators found in nature in plant are called natural indicators. Those indicators found in nature. See, litmus. We already read that litmus converts blue to red in acid and red to blue in base. Turmeric. Turmeric is yellow in color. In acid, it doesn't change its color, but in base, it change into red. The yellow color changed into red. Litmus and turmeric are the natural indicators. The second one is synthetic indicator. These are the chemical substances. These are not found in nature. It is prepared in chemistry lab. These are the chemical substances. First is methyl orange, which will be red in acid and yellow in base. As it is orange, methyl orange means the color of this chemical is orange in color, and when it is added into acid, it will be red, and when it added into base, it will be yellow. Phenolphthalein is colorless in acid and it is dark pink in base. Next indicator is your olfactory indicator. These substances have different odor in acid and base. It doesn't change its color, it gives a different odor. Like first is your vanilla essence. We all use vanilla essence in cake, biscuits. These essence are found. Vanilla essence, the smell of this essence increases in acid, and when it added to base, it has no smell. Clove oil. The smell of this oil also increases in acid and decreases in base. So, olfactory indicators are those who change its color, odor in different substances. Like vanilla essence, in acid the smell increases, in base there is no smell. Clove oil, smell increases in acid and smell decreases in base. We read some physical properties, normal properties of acid and base, like its taste, its color, its odor. Now we will read chemical properties of acid and base. What happens when it reacts with metal? When acid reacts with metal, what we get? Acid plus metal equal to salt plus hydrogen. When an acid reacts with metal, it gives salt and hydrogen. HCl plus zinc is zinc chloride and hydrogen. Zinc chloride is your salt. Like that. In base, when base reacts with metal, it also gives salt and hydrogen. See, NaOH, sodium hydroxide is your base, reacts with zinc. Zinc is your metal and it gives rise what? Sodium zincate, Na2Zn O2. Sodium zincate plus hydrogen. To see what happened? When acid and base both react with metals, they give salt and hydrogen. We read that when acid and base reacts with metal, it produces hydrogen gas. Then testing of hydrogen gas. How would you know that that gas is hydrogen? For that we have to test. Hydrogen gas release can be tested by bringing a burning candle near gas bubbles. It bursts with pop sound. When the gas is produced, we can bring a burning candle near the hydrogen gas. Means when gas is evolved, it evolved with bubble and that bubbles are burst with a pop sound. If this kind of result happen, then that gas is called hydrogen gas. So testing of hydrogen can be done like this. Now reaction of metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate. What will acid and base react? See, in acid, when acid reacts with metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate, it gives rise salt plus carbon dioxide plus water. Take an example. HCl, hydrochloric acid, this is a acid. Metal carbonate, Na2CO3, sodium carbonate. Sodium is a metal, this is a carbonate, sodium carbonate. What will it produce? Salt plus carbon dioxide plus water. Salt, NaCl, it is your sodium chloride, the normal salt, plus carbon dioxide, CO2 plus water. Another example, hydrochloric acid plus NaHCO3, sodium hydrogen carbonate. It produces NaCl, salt plus CO2, carbon dioxide plus water. See, when metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate reacts with acid, it gives rise salt, carbon dioxide gas and water. Base. Base do not react with metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate. So, there is no reaction in base. Acid reacts with carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate and produce salt, carbon dioxide, water. But base do not react with metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate. Here we saw what? Carbon dioxide gas is evolved. Now we will test the carbon dioxide gas. For that, what you have to do? CO2 can be tested by passing it through lime water. When that gas passing over a lime water, what happen? CaOH2. Calcium hydroxide is your lime water. When carbon dioxide passes over it, then it produces calcium carbonate, that is white milk in color, plus water. And after some time, the calcium carbonate become colorless. How? See, when excess CO2 passes over the solution, then that calcium carbonate, CaCO3 plus CO2 plus water, this is the product. See once again, when we added carbon dioxide to lime water, when lime water is added to carbon dioxide, it produces calcium carbonate, which is milky white in color, plus water. This is your product. Now again you will add what? Carbon dioxide. CaCO3 plus H2O is the product. Now you add CO2, carbon dioxide, excess carbon dioxide, then this milky white color calcium carbonate will change into colorless calcium hydrocarbonate, CaHCO3, that is calcium hydrocarbonate, which is a colorless. Like this we can test for the carbon dioxide. Now we will see reaction of acid and base. What happens if acid and base react with each other? When acid reacts with base or when acid added to base, it produces salt and water. Example, hydrochloric acid plus NaOH, sodium hydroxide base. This is your acid and this is your base. When acid added to base, it produces salt, NaCl, your general salt, sodium chloride plus water. This is also called neutralization reaction. That is, when an acid and base react to form water and salt, called neutralization reaction. It evolves H plus and OH minus ion to generate water. In previous example, we saw that when an acid and base reacts with each other, it produces salt, and the H plus ion from acid and OH minus ion from base react with each other and produce water. Reaction of metallic oxide. So that is CaO, MgO, calcium oxide, magnesium oxide. When acid reacts with metallic oxide, it produces salt and water. When base reacts with non-metallic oxide, it produces salt plus water. See, hydrochloric acid plus calcium oxide, that is metal oxide, produce CaCl2. It is your salt, calcium chloride plus water. Like that, when base reacts with non-metallic oxides, that is CaOH2 plus CO2, this is your calcium hydroxide base, plus CO2, it will produce CaCO3. CO2 is your non-metallic oxide. Carbon dioxide, carbon is your non-metal, so carbon dioxide is non-metallic oxide. Then it produces CaCO3, salt plus water. Now see what is common in all acids and all base. All acids have H plus ion. This H plus ion responsible for their acidic property. It is compulsory, it is mandatory that every acid had H plus ion, and that is the main characteristics of all acid. Like acid, all bases have OH minus ion, and these OH minus ion are responsible for their basic nature. Now acid base in water solution. What happens when acid and base in water solution? We know in acid there is H plus ion plus water. It will produce H3O plus ion. This is your hydronium ion. HCl plus H2O. In HCl there is H plus ion. It produces hydronium ion H3O plus ion plus Cl minus ion. H plus ion cannot exist alone. They exist as hydronium ion. H plus ion in water solution, it cannot be exist alone. It always in the form of hydronium ion, that is H3O plus ion. In base, when it dissolves in water, it gives rise OH minus ion. That is sodium hydroxide is a base. When it is added to water, it gives Na plus ion and OH minus ion. This is the main property when it is added with water. The next topic is your universal indicator. What do you mean by universal indicator? It is a mixture of several indicators. It shows different color and different concentration of H plus ion in the solution. We know that in acidic medium or in acid, H plus ions are there. We will now test what is the concentration of that H plus ion. That is in your pH scale. pH means power of H plus. What is the power of H plus? So see here 0 to 14 number are there. 7 is your neutral. That means no acid or no base. The solution or that substance is neutral. When that value decreases from 7, when that value decreases, then acidic ion increases, that is acidic nature increases of that substance. When that value increases, then basic nature of that substance increases. When that universal indicator, when that color is blue, pure blue, then it is a base, and when it is red, it is a acid, and that color changes like this. So now we'll learn why the pH scale is used. What is the use or importance of pH scale or universal indicator? Our body works between pH of 7 to 7.8. Our body works between 7 to 7.8. In this medium, our body function of our body is normal. And above this and below this, below 7 and above 7.8, it is very harmful or we are unhealthy. pH of rain less than 5.6 called acid rain. When we observe that the pH of a rain decreases from 5.6, below 5.6, then it is a acidic rain, acid rain. Our stomach produces HCl. Our stomach also produces HCl, which is a acid. We read in biology that it kills bacteria which enter through food. So our in stomach it has also acidic medium. Tooth decay starts when pH of mouth less than 5.5. When the acidic level increases and the pH value of our mouth decreases from 5.5, then our tooth decay starts, means destroy of tooth. Plant needs specific pH for their healthy growth. Plant also need a specific pH. So the farmers also check the pH value of the soil for proper growth of plant. Self-defense by animals. Some animals secrete acids for their self-defense, like honeybee. When it stings, we have severe pain. It secretes which type of acid? Methanoic acid. Honeybee secretes methanoic acid for their self-defense. Now come to salts. We completely read about acid and base. I guess you understand the concept. Now see salt. Salt is an ionic compound formed by neutralization reaction. We read what is neutralization reaction. When acid reacts with base, it produces salt and water. That is, in this process, in neutralization process, we can form salt. Acid plus base equal to salt plus water. Some chemical form of salts are, see, sodium hydroxide NaOH, bleaching powder CaOCl2, baking soda NaHCO3, washing soda Na2CO3 10H2O. This is hydrate 10H2O. Plaster of Paris CaSO4 plus 15H2O. We will read about this chemical form of salts, chemicals from salt one by one. These types of chemical can be formed from salts. As we know, acid plus base equal to salt. So NaOH is a base. We can again get the NaOH by using some salt. See, when electricity passed through an aqueous solution of NaCl, it decomposes to form NaOH. Sodium hydroxide NaOH, caustic soda. The first one is this chemical. This chemical can be formed by providing electricity. Where? In aqueous solution of NaCl. When we pass electricity in aqueous solution of NaCl, we will get NaOH. See, NaCl plus water. Aqueous solution means in water we provide electricity. So there is a cathode and anode. In cathode, the sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas evolved, and in anode, chlorine is there. What is the use of NaOH? It used to make soap and detergent. In soap and detergent, the industries make soap and detergent by the help of sodium hydroxide. It used in paper manufacture. In wood pulp, the sodium hydroxide is added in paper manufacture. It used oil refining. As you know, we found crude oil mixture of petroleum, diesel, petrol, all this. For refining this crude oil, we can use NaOH. It is used in PVC manufacture. Also used as a pesticides. Pesticides means the medicine we use to kill insects. Now come to bleaching powder. The second chemical is your bleaching powder. That is CaOCl2. It is produced by action of chlorine on dry salt lime. Salt lime, the formula of salt lime is CaOH2, calcium hydroxide plus chlorine. It will give you bleaching and water. Salt lime plus chlorine, we will get bleaching and water, CaOCl2 plus water. Uses of bleaching. Bleaching used in cotton and linen industry. That is, in textile industry, bleaching is used. Bleaching used in wood pulp in paper factories. For refining the wood pulp, we use bleaching. Oxidizing agent in chemical industry. It attracts the oxygen. It quickly reacts with the oxygen. So, in chemical industry, it is used as a oxidizing agent. Disinfecting of drinking water. In drinking water, we can add bleaching to disinfecting. It kills the germs. Now come to baking soda. Formula of baking soda is NaHCO3, sodium hydrocarbonate. Sodium chloride plus water plus carbon dioxide plus ammonium equal to sodium NH4Cl plus NaOHCO3. Ammonium chloride and baking soda. Properties of baking soda: it is mild, non-corrosive base. This is not corrosive. It is not harmful. When it is heated during cooking. When it is heated during cooking, what happened? That baking soda evolved Na2CO3, sodium carbonate plus water plus carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is very important. When it is evolved baking soda, you know baking soda is used in cooking. When it is evolved carbon dioxide, it is an ingredient to antacid. Antacid means this Na2CO3, sodium carbonate, it is an ingredient to antacid. That means antacid is a tablet for your acidic. It neutralizes the acid. In ENO, it is present. ENO is a antacid. Used in fire extinguisher. As it is evolved carbon dioxide, it is used in fire extinguisher because carbon dioxide does not support fire. For making baking powder. For baking powder, we can use also baking soda. What is the use of baking powder? Used in bread and cake to make it soft and spongy. In baking industries and at home also, you use baking powder to make our cake spongy and soft. Now come to washing soda. Washing soda Na2CO3 10H2O. The chemical name of Na2CO3 10H2O is sodium carbonate decahydrate. This is your washing soda. Decahydrate means 10H2O is there. For when it is added with water, it is crystallized. Recrystallization of sodium carbonate gives washing soda. Sodium carbonate with water crystallization form, it is known as washing soda. It is basic salt. Na2CO3 plus 10H2O equal to Na2CO3 combined with 10H2O. It is a crystallization form. Uses. Where it is used? In glass, soap and paper industry. In glass, soap and paper industry, the washing soda is used. Manufacturing of borax. Cleaning agent in houses. It is also used as cleaning agent, removing hardness of water. By adding washing soda, you can remove the hardness of water. The next is your chemical from salt, that is plaster of Paris. The formula of plaster of Paris is calcium sulfate half H2O, CaSO4 1/2 H2O. When heating gypsum, formula of gypsum is CaSO4 2H2O. When we heat gypsum at 100 degrees Celsius or 373 Kelvin, it loses water molecule and become POP, plaster of Paris. When gypsum is heated, it becomes POP. That means the water molecule is evaporate. It is and when plaster of Paris, it is a white powder. On mixing with water, it changes in gypsum. When that POP, plaster of Paris, added to water, it becomes gypsum again. When water is removed from gypsum, it is plaster of Paris. When water is added to gypsum, plaster of Paris, it becomes gypsum. CaSO4 half H2O, that is your plaster of Paris, plus 1/2 H2O, it becomes CaSO4 2H2O. This is your gypsum. Uses of POP, doctors using to support fractured bones. It gives a support, it gives a hardness or strength to your bones. So at the time of fracture bones, doctor use POP as a support of fracture bones. For making toys, decoration material. It is also used for making toys and decoration. For making surface smooth. In some houses, to make the wall are soft and decorated, we can use plaster of Paris. This is all about the second chapter, acid, base and salts. You again go through this video and learn properly. The question answer is already given to you all by me. Please go through this and prepare well. Till then, thank you.